My name is Carolyne Hart. I graduated from Oklahoma State with my master's degree in electrical engineering in 1976 and my PhD in electrical engineering in 1978. I was born in Memphis, small town in the Texas Panhandle. And when we were 5, our family moved to Seminole, Texas, and that's really where I grew up. I attended Seminole Public Schools and received an outstanding 1st through 12th grade education in Seminole. My father was a soil scientist and his expertise was erosion control. So far West Texas was the ideal setting for him and his expertise. I have one brother, Gayland, who's a veterinarian today. My husband, Jay, is also an OSU graduate and had a very successful career designing and planning and developing Albuquerque open space lands, the parks and the trails. We have one son, Jeff, and Jeff was a 4-year scholarship basketball player for the University of New Mexico Lobos. It was a special time for all of our family. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and we attended every game we could attend. Jeff now is a physical therapist in the San Antonio area, and he and his wife Holly, also a physical therapist, have 3 beautiful children with whom I cherish my time spent. I've always had an affinity for math and science. When I was in the 3rd grade, Seminole Public Schools received a grant to test new math in elementary school. This was a national initiative to expand the science and technology backgrounds of youth after the Sputnik launch, because there was a perceived gap, technological gap, between the United States and the Soviet Union. That enriched program fueled my passion for mathematics. So I went on to receive a bachelor's degree in mathematics from Howard Payne University in Brownwood, Texas. When I was a junior, my biology professor came into a lab one day where I was a lab assistant and flopped down a piece of paper. And he said, "Gowdy, you need to go to graduate school." And I said, I'm just a junior, I haven't even thought about that yet. And he said, "Nope, you need to go to graduate school and you need to apply to this program." It was a National Science Foundation undergraduate research participation program at Oklahoma State in microbiology. So I arrived on campus for orientation. I was excited about doing research in microbiology, and my head of the microbiology department pulled me aside and said, "Carolyne, we're really excited about you being here, but would you be willing to move over to electrical engineering for your research this summer? There's a professor over there, Dr. Robert Mulholland, who is conducting research on the global carbon cycle. And you have a unique skill set amongst our applicants with your mathematics and your natural sciences that lend itself very well to his research." I think this was a coordinated effort because she walked me over to Dr. Mulholland's office, and by the end of an hour-long meeting, I'd said, "Sure, this sounds great." But I knew nothing about engineering. I'd never considered engineering. I'd never thought of myself as an engineer. I didn't even know what engineering was. But that summer was transformative for me. Dr. Mulholland and all the rest of the electrical engineering faculty invested in me. They opened up new horizons for me. I learned how to learn and how to think critically. And by the end of the summer, I knew I wanted to be at Oklahoma State, and I wanted to be an engineer. I was the first female to receive a graduate degree in electrical engineering from Oklahoma State University. My peers were so receptive, the faculty was so receptive, I never felt different. I felt accepted. Skills that I learned at OSU and continued to develop throughout my career: technical breadth and understanding, critical thinking, systems engineering, and the ability to team were essential for my success. However, my favorite OSU memory is no doubt meeting and spending time with my future husband, Jay. After receiving my PhD from Oklahoma State, I accepted a position at Sandia National Laboratories, a government-owned, federally funded R&D center in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Sandia offered the perfect balance of world-class research and pathfinder engineering solutions to our national security problems. Because Dean Lohman's vision was so important to my education and my career, and because of the impression he made on me, receiving the Lohman Medal is extremely special for me.